Welcome to the Factual Breakdown. I'm Chris, and I love uncovering the stories hiding behind things most people never notice. In 2008, an undersea cable near Egypt was accidentally damaged by a ship's anchor. Within hours, internet speed slowed across parts of the Middle East and South Asia. Businesses struggled. Communications were disrupted. Millions of people suddenly felt the effects of a piece of infrastructure they had probably never even heard of. And that's the strange part. Most of us imagine the internet as something floating invisibly through the air. Wi-Fi, satellites, wireless signals. It feels almost magical. But the reality is far more surprising. Right now, beneath the world's oceans, lies a vast network of cables stretching more than 1 million kilometers across the planet. These cables carry nearly all international internet traffic. Every message, video call, financial transaction, cloud backup, and streaming session depends on them. In many ways, the modern world runs on a secret web hidden beneath the sea. And once you see it, you'll never look at the internet the same way again. If you were asked how information travels from New York to London or from Tokyo to Singapore, satellites might seem like the obvious answer. After all, satellites are literally in space. But despite what many people assume, satellites handle only a tiny fraction of global internet traffic. The real work is done by submarine fiber optic cables. These cables are surprisingly thin. Some are only about as wide as a garden hose. Yet inside them are strands of glass thinner than a human hair. Pulses of light race through those fibers at incredible speeds, carrying vast amounts of information across entire oceans. Think of it like a global highway system. Wi-Fi connects your device to a local road. Mobile networks connect you to larger roads. But eventually, almost all international traffic merges onto these massive undersea superhighways. Without them, the global internet would barely function. And this raises a bigger question. Why put such critical infrastructure underwater in the first place? The answer begins more than 150 years ago. In the mid-1800s, the world was already becoming more connected through the telegraph. Messages that once took weeks by ship could suddenly travel in minutes across land. There was just one problem: oceans. In 1858, engineers completed the first transatlantic telegraph cable connecting North America and Europe. It was one of the most ambitious engineering projects ever attempted. The cable failed after only a few weeks. But the idea was too powerful to abandon. Over the following decades, technology improved. More cables were laid. Global communication networks expanded. Eventually, telegraph cables gave way to telephone cables, and telephone cables gave way to fiber optics. The basic concept remained the same. If you want continents to communicate instantly, you need physical connections between them. Today, that original vision has evolved into a network that forms the backbone of the digital world. And this is where things get weird. Many of these cables aren't owned by governments. They're increasingly owned by some of the largest technology companies on Earth. Companies like Google, Meta, Microsoft, and Amazon have invested billions of dollars into building and operating undersea cable systems. Why? Because their businesses depend on moving enormous amounts of data between continents. Every time someone uploads a photo, streams a movie, stores files in the cloud, or joins a video meeting, that data has to travel somewhere. Owning the infrastructure helps make that process faster, cheaper, and more reliable. In a sense, these companies aren't just building software anymore. They're building pieces of the physical internet itself. But laying a cable across an ocean is far from easy. Specialized ships slowly unspool cable onto the seafloor, sometimes over thousands of kilometers. In shallow waters, the cable is often buried beneath the seabed for protection. In deeper regions, it simply rests on the ocean floor. And despite carrying the world's digital life, these cables are surprisingly vulnerable. Earthquakes can damage them. Fishing equipment can snag them. Anchors can drag across them. Even shark bites have occasionally damaged cables in the past. That sounds impossible, but it's true. Fortunately, the network is designed with redundancy. Multiple routes often connect major regions, allowing traffic to be rerouted when problems occur. Still, significant cable failures can create major disruptions. And that highlights something most people rarely think about. The internet isn't a cloud. It's infrastructure. Physical, fragile, expensive infrastructure. Every email you send ultimately relies on real cables, real power systems, real data centers, and real engineers keeping everything running. But none of this explains the most remarkable part: the sheer scale of what these cables make possible. Every day, global financial markets exchange trillions of dollars. Light flashes through glass fibers beneath the sea, and entire economies move because of it. A delay of even milliseconds can matter. 4 high-frequency trading firms, faster cable routes, can be worth hundreds of millions of dollars because information arrives fractions of a second sooner. That's how valuable speed has become in the digital age. New cables are constantly being planned and installed. The hidden web beneath the oceans is still expanding. In many ways, it's becoming more important than ever. A hidden web connecting continents, powering economies, and quietly holding together much of modern civilization. If you enjoyed this breakdown and want simple explanations of the technologies, discoveries, businesses, scientific breakthroughs, then do like, share, and subscribe to the Factual Breakdown. See you soon.